Good morning, everyone. It's Sue here. I have gotten caught up on all of my Bible art journaling. Um, I started on week probably, I'm going to say 9 around there this year, only because I hadn't heard about Rebecca and her group until that time. So, when I heard about it, I checked her out and I've been loving it ever since. So last week I was away at Cozy Crop House in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and I got caught up. I have several weeks. See all these little white pieces of paper here? These are all the weeks I got caught up on. So I'm just going to go in and show you each of them. They're not going to be in order, so I'm just going to kind of go through. So this is week 17, and again, I'm doing my little tags that Rebecca had shared with everybody, the little labels on the top, so I know what week it was. And this one, what I had done was I took my pastels, my chalk pastels, and I blended them all in. I have probably maybe 3 coats of the pastels on here because I wanted it to be vibrant, because I knew I was going to stamp this image on top. And this is a Prima stamp, one of the Bloom girls, and and so I wanted it almost to look like she was colored in, right? And I thought it came out really pretty, and I just put a little piece of purple twine there. So that was week 17. And I'm so glad I got caught up. I'm so excited. So this was week 1. And it is Joshua 1:9. And it talks about God is with you wherever you go. So I had this cut out. I do a lot of collaging. And so that word, obviously, follow. He's with me. He's there with me. And I just did some doodling and a little bit of stamping. And that was it on that page. And let's see if I can get in here okay. All right, this one, I really like the way it came out. Well, I like the way they all came out. So this is for week 4. And what I did was, so it's Psalm 98, 4 through 6. And it's shout joyfully the Lord, all the earth. Shout joyfully to the Lord, all the earth. So I used Tim Holtz, his tissue paper, because it had the musical notes on top of it. And it was fine. I mean, it does cover up the words a bit. You can see that. But then on top of it, I had bought some twinkling H2Os that I had never used before. I never used, them at all before. And so I put a couple on this page. And, I'm not thrilled with the twinkling H2Os, but I do like the way the page came out. So that is that one. There's a lot of different mediums you can use. I use probably everything that I have. I don't think there's anything I don't use. Here's week 3, and this one, this is I think my favorite that Rebecca does, because her lion is just out of this world beautiful. The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion. Now, I can't draw, so I took my pastels, and I just took colors that I thought looked, that if I was to draw a lion, I would use. And then I took a piece of burlap, and I sprayed it with my brown sprays also, just to give it that more bold look. So that's that page. So let's see, this one. So this is this is Proverbs 31, 25. And so she is clothed in strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. So this is another Bloom girl. This is a different one than the first page that I showed you. And again, what I did here, on the first one I did the pastels. On this page, I took the 3 of the dilution sprays. I put a little bit of water down. I did my 3 sprays on them, then I shut the book. So this side has the clear gesso on it. And it's still, you know, some came through, and you can see where I didn't have any gesso down here. This page, since I wasn't really planning on doing what I didn't gesso it. And it certainly came through, but it's still very usable. So I just thought that that was really, really pretty. All right, the next scripture is Isaiah 41:10. Oops, sorry. Let me get it into the screen here. So on here, I used some orange dilution spray. And I think yellow and orange. And I did the same thing where, you know, I sprayed and I closed the book. And I also took some of the tops that I use. I put in white paint and just went around to give it a little bit, you know, more of a special look. I have a stencil. I went ahead and I used my twinkling H2Os over here with the stenciling. And I put a couple flowers with some bling. And that is that page. You know, I try not to, I don't want to make my Bible super thick, so I try to keep things not very dimensional. So, okay, this one is John 3:16, right? I don't know if there's a Christian in the world that doesn't know this verse. But, you know, for me personally, you know, for God. I mean, that is just, you know, for God. And then everything else falls into place after that, right? So that's that. And on this page, I do have some, I used a stencil and a little bit of modeling paste, but I kept it very thin. I didn't want to go very thick with it. And then I just took some leftover paints I had and just kind of smeared it onto the page. So that's that scripture. Oop, trying to get to these little... Okay, so this is Ephesians 2:8. And I make these flowers out of jelly printed paper. And it's deli paper. And so here's the scripture. For by grace you have been saved through faith. And this is not your own doing. It is a gift from God. So I just, in different fonts, and I have a little bit of alphas that I had. And I did that one. So this is week 18. So this is from this current week. And it is Hebrews 11:1. And I felt like this scripture just made me feel so, free, I want to say. Free. Because it, you know, God's blessing on us is just amazing, right? So our faith means everything, and, you know, it's things not seen. That's what faith is. And, well, anyways, it just made me feel really good. And I just really I love flowers. So I took out some watercolor pencils and just had fun drawing a flower. And I wrote the scripture down. And I took some washi. Well, actually, it's not washi, but it is a tape. It's, I don't know, some kind of pink tape that I have. And I just tore it and I just put it around the page just to make it pop a little bit. And one more. All right, so this is week 7. And I just took and splattered some of my paints that I had on my table. I took some letters and perfected in love. And I went around them with my Pitt pens. And I also had this little arrow made out of little, like, pearls. Perfected in love. And that is that scripture. So, Rebecca, thank you so much for, all that you do for us and your teachings and I love it. I love it all and I look forward to going through the rest of the year with you. And if anybody has any questions, please let me know. And have a wonderfully, wonderfully blessed week. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day. Okay, bye-bye.